All right, today we are diving headfirst into the wild, sometimes kind of weird, and absolutely fascinating world of AI-generated music.
So let me just start with a question that honestly sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, but it's happening right now. What if that new band you're obsessed with, the one with the incredible lyrics and melodies that are stuck in your head, what if they were created entirely by a machine?
To really get a feel for how real this is, let's play out a scenario. Picture this. The year is 2025, and a brand new band called the Velvet Sundown just appears out of thin air.
So yeah, they just show up, and their sound is perfect. Kind of rustic, totally heartfelt indie folk rock. They've got the whole package, right? A Spotify profile, photos of the band members, a whole backstory, everything you'd expect. And they were a smash hit. Their songs just start popping up on everyone's playlists, and boom, in just a few weeks, they've got over 1 million streams. For a new band, that is an unbelievable start. But something felt just a little bit off.
And then, after all the buzz, the truth comes out. The band's own account posts a confirmation. They aren't real. The music, the singing, those band photos, all of it was an AI art experiment.
And look, this whole Velvet Sundown story isn't just some hypothetical. It points to something that is very, very real. I'm sure you remember that viral AI Drake song. It used a cloned voice that was so good, it tricked millions of people before it got taken down. So it all just begs the question, how is any of this even possible?
So, how exactly does a machine write a hit song? Well, it's a process, and it really builds up piece by piece.
It's basically a 4-stage process. First, you've got language models, kind of like ChatGPT, that write the lyrics. Then you have neural networks that compose the actual music, the chords, the melody, all the instruments. Next up is the really wild part, AI models that can clone or create a totally realistic human singing voice. And finally, other AI tools can take all those pieces and produce a fully mastered song.
And there is a whole buffet of tools making this happen now. You've got apps like Udio, where you can just type in a prompt and get a full song back, vocals and all. You've got platforms like Endel, which actually partnered with Warner Music to create entire albums of ambient music. Then there's Boomy, where people have already created millions of songs with just one click. And there's even Iva, an AI that's composing its own classical music. It's a lot.
Let's just zero in on that third step for a second, the vocals, because that is the real game changer here. Voice cloning. What it is an AI that basically listens to someone's voice, learns it inside and out, and can then replicate it so perfectly that it can be made to sing or say literally anything. And yep, this is the exact tech behind that AI Drake track.
And the artists are definitely paying attention. When Drake heard that unauthorized AI clone of his voice, his reaction was pretty blunt. This is the final straw. That one sentence just perfectly captures the huge tension at the heart of this whole thing. So now that we kind of get the how, we have to explore the what does this all mean? Because really, AI is pulling the music industry down 2 totally different roads. Is it a creative partner, or is it a flat-out replacement?
And you can see that split so clearly right here. On one side, you have AI as a partner. It's been used to help finish Beethoven's 10th Symphony. The artist Grimes actually open-sourced her own voice for fans to play with. But on the other side, it's seen as this unlawful impersonating, leading to songs being taken down, platforms getting flooded with spam, and artists having a very real fear of their voices, their careers being stolen.
The creative world is totally split. You've got the pioneers, people like Grimes and will.i.am, who are all in on collaborating with AI. Then you've got artists like Drake and Ice Cube, who are, very cautious and concerned. And then in the middle, you have all the industry groups just calling for some clear rules of the road.
And if you want to get a sense of just how massive this disruption is, just look at this number. From 2019 to 2023, users on just one platform, Boomy, created 14.4 million songs. I mean, that's more music than you could listen to in 100 lifetimes. It raises these huge questions about what happens when the supply of music becomes, well, infinite.
So faced with this new reality, the music industry is, as you can imagine, scrambling. They're trying to write a whole new set of rules for the future, and they're trying to do it fast. And we are seeing some really big moves. Universal Music and Google are talking about licensing artist voices to create a legal, official way to use them. Warner Music has doubled down on its partnership with that AI music app, Endel. At the same time, industry groups are pushing hard for clear labels, so you at least know when you're listening to an AI.
And then you have artists like will.i.am who are actually investing in the tech, trying to shape it from the inside.
And this quote from will.i.am really sums up the optimistic take on all this. He sees it not as a replacement for people, but as a tool to open up creativity for everybody. And his perspective is so key, because he's both a legendary artist and a tech entrepreneur who's deep in this world.
So we end up right back where we started, with a big question. As this technology just keeps getting better and more powerful, we're being forced to rethink what it even means to be an artist. Is the future of music one where the song credits list human names right alongside their intelligent AI collaborators? Only time's gonna tell. But one thing is absolutely for sure. The songbook is being completely rewritten right before our very ears.